The 2016 United States presidential election was one of the most controversial and heated elections in recent history. On one side was the Republican nominee, Donald Trump, a real estate mogul and reality television star with no political experience. On the other side was the Democratic nominee, Hillary Clinton, a seasoned politician and former Secretary of State. Many political analysts and experts predicted that Clinton would win the election, but in a stunning upset, Trump emerged victorious. So, how did Donald Trump actually win the elections in 2016? The answer to this question is complex and multifaceted. In this article, we will explore the various factors that contributed to Trump's win, from his campaign strategy to external events that influenced the election. 1. The appeal of Trump's message. Donald Trump ran on a populist platform that resonated with many Americans who felt left behind by the political establishment. His message of "Make America Great Again" promised to bring jobs back to the United States and protect the interests of working-class Americans. Trump's supporters were passionate and enthusiastic, and his rallies drew large crowds. 2. The use of social media. Donald Trump's campaign was adept at using social media to connect with voters. Trump himself was a prolific tweeter, and his tweets often generated headlines and controversy. His campaign also used targeted advertising on Facebook to reach potential supporters. 3. The weaknesses of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was a deeply flawed candidate who was dogged by controversy throughout the campaign. Her use of a private email server while serving as Secretary of State raised questions about her judgment and honesty. Her ties to Wall Street and her perceived lack of authenticity made it difficult for her to connect with voters. 4. The role of the media. The media played a significant role in the 2016 election, both in terms of the coverage of the candidates and the influence of fake news. Many media outlets were accused of bias against Donald Trump, and some Trump supporters believed that the media was conspiring against their candidate. 5. The impact of the debates. The 3 presidential debates between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton were some of the most watched events of the campaign. Trump's performance in the first debate was widely panned, but he rebounded in the second debate with a more aggressive and combative approach. Clinton's performance in the third debate was generally seen as stronger than Trump's. 6. The importance of swing states. The outcome of the election hinged on a handful of swing states, including Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Trump campaigned heavily in these states, while Hillary Clinton was criticized for not doing enough to secure their support. 7. The influence of external events. The election was influenced by a number of external events, including the release of hacked emails from the Democratic National Committee and the controversy surrounding FBI Director James Comey's decision to reopen the investigation into Clinton's emails just days before the election. 8. The role of third-party candidates. Third-party candidates, including Libertarian Gary Johnson and Green Party nominee Jill Stein, were a factor in the election. Some analysts believe that third-party voters could have swung the election in Clinton's favor if they had voted for her instead. 9. The impact of demographic shifts. The demographics of the United States are changing, with a growing number of Hispanic and Asian voters. Clinton performed well among these groups, but Trump's support among white working-class voters helped him win key states. 10. The influence of the Electoral College. Donald Trump won the election by securing a majority of the Electoral College votes, even though he lost the popular vote. This highlights the quirks of the Electoral College system, which gives more weight to voters in certain states. 11. The importance of turnout. Turnout was a crucial factor in the election. Trump's supporters turned out in large numbers, while many Democratic voters did not show up at the polls. This may have been due to complacency, disillusionment with the political system, or a belief that Clinton had the election in the bag. 12. The impact of the economy. The state of the economy is often a key factor in presidential elections. In 2016, the economy was recovering from the Great Recession, but many Americans felt that their financial prospects were still uncertain. Trump's promises to bring back jobs and strengthen the economy may have resonated with voters who were struggling to make ends meet. 13. The role of endorsements. Endorsements from politicians, celebrities, and other influential figures can have a significant impact on elections. In 2016, Trump received endorsements from high-profile figures like Sarah Palin and Ted Nugent, while Clinton was endorsed by President Obama and a host of other Democratic leaders. 14. The influence of religion. Religious beliefs and values can also play a role in elections. In 2016, white evangelicals overwhelmingly supported Donald Trump, despite his controversial personal life and lack of religious credentials. This support was due in part to Trump's promises to protect religious freedom and his opposition to abortion and same-sex marriage. 15. The impact of the electoral map. Ultimately, the outcome of the election was determined by the electoral map. Donald Trump won key states in the Midwest and Rust Belt, including Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, that had traditionally voted Democratic. This gave him the Electoral College votes he needed to win the presidency. In conclusion, the 2016 election was a perfect storm of factors that worked in Donald Trump's favor. From his populist message and savvy use of social media, to Hillary Clinton's weaknesses as a candidate and the influence of external events, there were many factors that contributed to Trump's win. While it is impossible to pinpoint any one factor as the decisive factor, it is clear that a combination of these factors gave Trump the edge he needed to secure the presidency.